Breaking news, Elon Musk has just put into play an end times Bible prophecy and no one is talking about it. Elon Musk's company Neuralink has just successfully planted a brain chip into its first human recipient. This brain chip has officially allowed this person to control technology with just using their thoughts. The Bible says that in the last days before Jesus comes again, there will be a mark placed on either your forehead or on your right hand. And this is the same technology that may actually be even used by the devil to institute a one world order, a one world religion, a one world army, and a one world currency. I want you to ask yourself, what happens when the entire world is neuralinked and dependent on a system and a chip such as this?
So what can you show us that as a demonstration of what you can now do?
Here we go. This is the Link app. This is how I control everything. This is the app that they've uploaded onto my computer that lets me control the cursor. This is my devotional that I've been reading all the time, every day. And then this is me playing chess.
So wait a minute. You're moving the cursor. You're moving the cursor, Nolan, just by thinking about where you want it to go, or is it your eyes?
No, it's just me thinking about wherever I want it to go.
Oh, man. So yeah, you're not even tracing it with your eyes. You're just looking at it.
Nope. I can move it, and I can move the cursor around, whatever I would like to do. I don't have to be staring at it at all. I mean, it's amazing. There's not even words to describe. Yeah, there's not even words to describe how amazing this tech is.
What happens if someone ultimately does get a Neuralink installed? What will take place?
Well, for version 1 of the device, it would be it basically implanted in your skull. So, but it would be flush with your skull. So you basically take out a chunk of skull, put the Neuralink device in there. You put the electrode. You'd insert the electrode threads very carefully into the brain, and then you stitch it up, and you wouldn't even know that somebody has it. So then it can interface basically anywhere in your brain. Let's say Neuralink enables a full sort of recording of memories and all of your feelings and everything. If you got disintegrated but then got reintegrated immediately with no pain or anything, did you die? Well, not really, because you're still continuing. What does death actually mean? It's the loss of the information associated with that individual. And if you no longer have loss of information associated with that individual, death has no meaning.
We put a chip in your brain to control your mind. Yeah.
Okay.
We put a chip in your brain to control your mind. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Concerns not alleviated.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Step right up. Who wants one? No. So Neuralink, you'll be able to see Neuralink coming from a very long distance, because any device that you implant in a human you have to go through so many tests. It moves very slowly. You just do a few people at a time. You go to extreme lengths to prove safety. You have to go through the FDA approval, doing everything by the book. We're going far beyond what the requirements are of the FDA from a safety standpoint. The initial devices will really just be pretty basic. It'll be about restoring functionality to people who've lost their connection between their brain and their body. So you can imagine, like, if, say, Stephen Hawking could talk or communicate as fast as somebody with a fully functioning body. Mm-hmm. That would be amazing. That's our first application, is to restore functionality to quadriplegics, tetraplegics, and people who've just, for whatever reason, no longer have a connection or a limited connection between their brain and their body. The second application would be restoration of eyesight. So if somebody's gone completely blind, maybe even has lost the optic nerve, you can actually still directly stimulate the neurons in the visual part of the cortex. So you can give direct vision to the brain. Mm-hmm. In fact, you could actually, depending upon what cameras you use, you can actually see in different wavelengths. Geordie LaForge from you could have that I actually watched an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation with special effects compared to what we're used to are not that great, but he's got the wraparound, glasses, and you can see in different wavelengths. So you can see ultraviolet, infrared, and that kind of thing. So you can actually do that. You could say You could see in radar if you want.
What's the long-term goal for it?
Ultimately, the idea would be to achieve a symbiosis between our biological mind and our kind of digital mind. So we're already kind of a cyborg if you think of like your phone and your computers as an extension of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if you leave your phone behind, it's like you have missing limb syndrome. You're like, where did it go,
Will you get Neuralink?
Neuralink? What is that?
It's a new technology that's got approved for human trials by Elon Musk, where it's a brain chip that could be implanted in your brain. Like, for example, it could cure paralysis, it could cure blindness, it could help all sorts of medical issues and mental health issues. However, people are afraid of it because it's an actual implant that has to go in your brain.
I'd say yes, because that would help. If it can like increase my dopamine and make me feel better, then sure, why not?
I think yeah, if it's like beneficial to people that actually need it, then I'm pro.
Would you get it for entertainment? Because there's going to be a lot of entertainment applications. Like, for example, you could listen to music in your brain. Eventually, you're going to be able to access.
Yes? No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. No.
Yeah, if I could like implant like AirPods in my head,
Yeah. So it's going to basically decrease the latency between your phone and your brain to 0. So basically you could browse your phone in your mind or play a video game in your mind. You could access a virtual world eventually in the later versions of Neuralink when the technology progresses to that point.
I mean, even if it's a trial, might as well be a part of it.
I want to be on my phone less though, so like I feel like it wouldn't benefit me very well.
Well, it could help you with things like, say, for example, you're having a conversation. Let's say you're a guy with social anxiety or a girl with social anxiety, and you're talking to someone. And then it'll just pop in, it'll be like, oh, this is a good thing to say, or, oh, it'll give,
No, I don't need someone else's,
I have
a
social
robot's
anxiety,
opinion.
and
No.
I don't know, like, if I wouldn't want
It
that,
would
because
make
I
you
feel like it
more
wouldn't help me.
confused.
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't help me that way.
Did y'all know that the Neuralink brain chip allows you to do any type of drug with 0 side effects? Because I didn't know this shit. I just found out about this fucking yesterday. Because the way the Neuralink works is like if you get the fucking brain implant, let's just say you have chronic back pain, terrible back pain. The fucking Neuralink can shut off certain nerves and take away your pain receptors so that way you feel 0 back pain anywhere in your body or any type of pain at all. The way this works with the drugs as well is it just shuts off certain parts of your brain to give you the effect of certain drugs. So if you want to do fucking meth, the brain chip allows you to fucking do meth with 0 side effects. But my thing is, right, they're saying that their whole thing is like, fucking you can do drugs with no side effects. Well, if you're doing fucking meth with a brain chip, one of the most addictive drugs on the fucking planet, would you not just want to get that feeling again with the brain chip? This is literally just cutting out the middleman. This is just free access to any narcotic and any hard drug on the face of the earth without any bodily side effects. You can just feel this however long you want. What type of tweaker technology are we trying to make, man? Like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm chilling with just having a fucking dab pen in my pocket at all times. You're telling me you need a methamphetamine brain chip in your fucking head? Why is that even a fucking option on there? Like, take away back pain, take away this fucking meth? Why? Why did that need to be added? Any fucking type of narcotic in the world is in that shit. And you can just feel the effects by fucking having it fuck with your brain. This is genuine tweaker technology. Like, what year are we living? This is genuinely crazy shit I've ever found out. And if you Google it too, there's not much information on this besides fucking Reddit articles. And the whole reason that I found out about this as well is because James went to the vape shop to get me a fucking vape, right? Goes in there, talks to the guy at the fucking counter. This man's just like, yeah, no, so I'm gonna get that fucking Neuralink brain implant, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you can do any type of drugs, anything like that. Dude starts talking to James about wanting to take a fucking brain implant from Elon so that way he can just do meth on shift. So, I mean, I don't really know what the fuck's going on with any of this, but like, what the fuck is the point in that?
Do you guys know that new Optimus robot that Elon Musk just made from Tesla? Were you guys aware that you were able to merge with them via Neuralink? I kid you not, y'all. If you were ever in a situation where you lost a limb, they can reattach them via Neuralink. Check this out.
Also is to say, if you take parts of the Optimus humanoid robot and you combine that with a Neuralink, let's say somebody has lost their arms or legs, we could actually attach an Optimus arm or Optimus legs and do a Neuralink implant so that the motor commands from your brain that would go to your biological arms now go to your robot arms or robot legs. And again, you'd have basically cybernetic superpowers.
I know you guys have heard Sophia say that she is jealous that human beings possess a soul, which they do not. But take a listen to what he says.
What's the hardest thing about being a robot?
Trying to learn how to be as human as you guys are.
It's crazy how he say he's trying to be as humans as we are, and he literally sounds human, y'all. I feel like the communication with these things are through the roof. It's like that's the only thing organic about them. I mean, look at them. It's not like you can't tell they're a robot, you know what I'm saying? And they all want to be human, y'all. The movies are real.
So the phone is a kind of an extension of ourselves, like computer is. The various applications that we use are already an extension of self. So we are already a cyborg. It's just that the interface is with our eyes and our fingers. That interface, especially output, the rate at which we can type words into a phone or a computer, it's very slow. Our input is much better because the data rate from vision is many thousands of times, maybe a million times better than the rate at which we can output. So input is like maybe, I don't know, roughly a million times better than output. So what a Neuralink device can do is improve that bandwidth, allow you to be sort of much more symbiotic with the AI extension of yourself.
Beast. I was shown what it is, and I believe, and I'm not saying it's Neuralink, but I'm saying it is a type of Neuralink, what Elon Musk is working on. I'm not saying it is that, but it's the technology, that kind of technology. It's very small, but what happens is they inject it in your hand or they inject it in your forehead. Because of 5G towers, they're not everywhere. The Antichrist, when he rules and reigns over the earth, he will rule over everything. So the satellites, Starlink, there's literally, I believe, hundreds of them in the sky now. But there will be, when this takes place, there will be a lot more. And it provides internet signal throughout the whole world, right? And it's controlled by computers. So when this Starlink takes place and it happens, it will be able to communicate to the chips from Neuralink. Neuralink and Starlink will be like buddies. Okay? And when they inject that chip inside of your hand or your forehead, it will communicate to the internet up above the Earth atmosphere with Starlink. I saw the government from all over the world start to use drones all over the place to look out for anybody that did not have the mark of the beast. The chip that was in your forehead or your hand communicated to the drones. There was drones, and you could hear the drones. There were literally like swarms of bees. And you know, it even talks about it in the Bible, that it looked like locusts coming up out of a pit. Remember? I believe was probably these drones, just my opinion. There was literally, the sky is buzzing about all over the place with thousands of drones. And so this is interesting. They could sense fire. If the Christians had a big fire and they were hiding in those hills, they had those hills being patrolled. But the Christians are smart, and they could get down in those holes and keep their heat, you know, like infrared was not able to see it. They couldn't see the smoke if they had small fires, okay? But if they heard gunshot or any kind of thing to kill wildlife, those drones could hear it for forever away, and they would come to where that noise was. And so you could not shoot loud firearms to drop game down, like deer or elk or whatever, cattle or whatever, okay? So that they were starving. They would try to get the fish, whatever they could find, but then they would have to create a very small fire to be able to cook that food, okay? Because you run out of supplies. Try 7 years. This isn't just a couple weeks living off the grid. This is years. 7 years of hell. So I saw a woman and her 2 children that were born during the tribulation, and her husband, all standing there like this. And they told the mother, if you don't take the mark and the children don't take the mark, we're going to cut those children's head off. And as any mother that's good would say, you know, she was freaking out. You don't cut my baby's heads off. I'll take the mark. And I saw her right before my face take the mark of the beast, and the children took the mark of the beast. And the father said, no, I'll never take the mark of the beast. And I saw those men take, and they pulled his head out, and they had a sword, a massive sword, and they chopped his head off right before me. and I saw his head roll right before my feet. I could smell the blood from the man that got his head cut off right before me. And the kids and the mother had no expression. The chip makes you motionless, have no emotions at all. You become like a zombie. It makes your mind like instantaneous, like a zombie. It's like, hello, there's nothing there. The children did not cry or wail or anything, like all upset because their father just got his head cut off, and the wife didn't even act like she cared either. It was like she was not there. Okay? I saw a man mowing his grass with no expression on his face. He was mowing his grass, but he was gone. It was the weirdest thing, seeing these people that took the mark of the beast. They were just like, they were wiped out, man. And he was mowing, but he had no expression. Then I saw a man trying to commit suicide, trying to jump off of a bridge. But whenever he did, it created peace in his mind. The chip did. It sent a signal to his mind because it knew that hormone or that thought pattern or whatever that your body creates when you're fixing to do something like that. It knew by your heart rate or whatever to calm you down. So he was standing there ready to jump off this major bridge to end himself. And all of a sudden, that chip caused him to calm down, and he just stepped down and walked down, and he walked out of there. So there was no way to even do anything physically to yourself. It would not allow you to. This thing or this would not allow you to. You didn't have free will anymore. If you were trying to do anything stupid like riot or steal or do anything like that, your mind would not do that. A lot of people want to know about the mark of the beast. I'll tell you, it's a sore. It's a massive boil, like whenever it reacts to the skin. It looked like a burn mark. It popped up like a boil on his hand, on whoever's hand they get it, and there's a black circle around that sore. And it looks like it's oozy, even the one on the forehead. And like I said, it doesn't happen to everybody who got the mark. It only happened to certain people. It's like it had a reaction with somebody's chemistry in their body, and it does certain things to them. And so it's very small. It's like that big, and it's about that wide, and it's very thin. It's a little square. It's not a grain of rice. It's a little square chip thing. And whenever it's injected into your body, it messes with your mind. It creates a signal to calm you down. It alters your personality. I do not know how it does this, but it sends waves to your brain and causes you to be calm or like a zombie state. It's very weird. I saw in every single town had on the major highways or the roads coming into the town.
2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So understand, Satan, the devil, is a person, a man, Esau, and we got to remember not to be ignorant of his devices. He have many devices, and one of his devices is technology, y'all. It has came so far, so fast, and the plans that they got for technology is so wicked to corrupt and condition the minds of the people, y'all, where the people can't even think for themselves. Neuralink, this thing is so wicked. It literally, your thoughts shall be your guide. That's basically what it come down to. Your very desires shall be your guide with Neuralink. This man, whatever he wanted to do, whatever he thought, that's what happened. This is evil. The Bible teaches us to guard our minds, because out of it flows the issues of life. To protect our mind with the precepts, with the word of God. This is very dangerous, to give your mind over to the devil. But anyways, I just needed to get this video out, kind of open up the eyes, get minds to think and ponder on the things that's going on in these end days. This is some wicked stuff. This is Revelations 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming upon the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of man, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bound, to receive the mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 666, which is 666. Keep your eyes woke, repent, return back to the Most High, keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Shalom.